first things first that I want to do today is I want to get the chance to review some of these cards. There are a lot of them, so what my plan is to simply just say what I think their uses might be, if I think that there's some type of application in Standard mainly. I'm going to be focusing on Standard. I will not be rating them today. That is not today. I like to wait until the end. So I am not going to go... I'm going to go through the cards released so far, but again, I'm going to make it quick because this is kind of a rapid fire. And then when they all are released, I will get the chance to actually go over them. Many of these cards you already know about, and you've probably already heard other content creators talk about. So I'm mainly just going to get the chance to talk about them briefly, talk about if I'm excited about them or not, and that's kind of going to be my focus, is the hype level. Is my hype level at a fever pitch at a 10, or is that at a 1 where I don't really care at all? So let's go ahead and dive in, starting off with one of the first cards revealed, in the card that everybody who's been logging into Hearthstone should already have. Shadowhunter Vulgin, a 5-mana 3/6 with Battlecry. Choose a minion, swap it with a random one in its owner's hand. This card I find to be interesting and can be quite strong, especially since it's both enemy and friendly minions. Can get out a big minion on your side or can screw them over on their side. So as far as the hype meter goes, I'll say about a 6. Samuro. I personally love this card. It's a 4-mana 1/6 rush with Frenzy, which remember is a new keyword, a one-time effect after this survives damage. It deals damage equal to this minion's attack to all enemy minions. I love this one because I love Samuro. He's a guy that I've known, a character that I've known since Warcraft 3. His effect is also rather strong. It's basically a 4-mana 1/5, let's say, small board player. You could also possibly give him a little bit of buffs, which is actually a card I'm going to talk about in a second. So as far as hype, I'll put like a 7. Chain Lightning, both rank 1, 2, and 3. It's basically a 2 damage, 2 mana, 2 damage spell, or 4 damage spell, I should say. And then at turn 5, it's deal 3 to 1 minion, then another random adjacent one, and then it's deal 4. Strong spell, good removal for Shaman. Hype meter, I'll say about like a 6. Brucan, cool card, goes very well with Chain Lightning, if you can imagine. The spell damage on turn 2, well, I guess it'd be turn what? Actually, let's say turn 5. The spell damage would then be deal 6 damage to 2 minions, basically. Brucan's a cool card, 4 mana, 5/4. Nature spell damage, remember those spell schools, +3. Really interesting idea here, focusing on, of course, spell damage Shaman. I really like this card, and its art is really cool, and it's actually, if you don't know, one of the diamond cards that is going to be released, and they did a fantastic job with him. I originally thought he had 2 wands, but he actually is holding 2 axes, because those actually come out of the diamond card, which is really cool. So, Brucan, hype level, I guess I'm somewhat excited. Let's do a 6. Peon. The only reason I love this card is because it's a Peon. I played Warcraft 3, loved it. Peons are amazing in that, so automatically it's a pretty high hype level. It's a 2-mana 2/3, solid stat line with a Frenzy. Add a random spell from your class to your hand. Pretty cool effect here that if you drop this down, let's say on turn 2, and then they have some small minion, a 1/3, even a 2/3, you can get basically a spell. So it's almost like a wand maker, except it's specifically to your class. I like it a lot. I don't know how much play it's going to see, but as far as hype, because it's a Peon and because it has an interesting effect, I'm going to go with about a 7. Mancrick. Mancrick is automatically a hype level 10 for me. Love this effect. 3 mana, 3/4. Help him find his wife. Anybody who played WoW knows about the story of Mancrick is crying and saying that he can't find his wife. You talk to him, you go help him, and you find his wife dead. by Quillbores. And in this, you actually shuffle in a card, which is, I always love the cast when drawn effects. They have to be strong enough. And you summon a Mencrick, 3/10, who immediately attacks. So it's a cool concept. It does a very good job of showing off that iconic quest line. And hype level 10 just because of the meme here, and just because I don't know, it's a cool concept too. Some of these cards I'm going to go through rather quickly. Razormane Raider, 5 mana, 5/6 frenzy, attack a random enemy. Pretty cool idea. Could be really strong in certain situations, but it's kind of an arena card. Hype level 1. I don't really care. Scale Raptor is really cool. Hunter card. Frenzy, shuffle a Scale Raptor into your deck with a permanent +2/+1. It's a 1 mana 1/3. If you get this down on turn 1, trade it with anything that doesn't have 3 attack, which is basically everything that's a 1 or 2 mana card. Not everything, but a lot of cards. You can then almost infinite your Raptors, and this reminds me of Queen Carnessa, which was the card where you got a bunch of Raptors in your deck, and then it drew a Raptor for you. Or it drew another card for you. So it basically was a bunch of Raptors over and over again. It's actually very similar to Carnessa. And I like Hunter when it comes to beasts. So let's give that a hype level about 7. Let's do 8. Druid of the Plains, another very cool card. Rush, Frenzy, transform into a 6/7 Kodo with Taunt, and this is 7 mana, 7/6. Love the idea of this card. It basically gives itself a new body when it gets hurt, and it's a druid changing from one form to the other. I love the idea of it. Don't know how much it'll see play in druid because they have such a strong archetype right now, but I like it. I'm going to give it a hype level of 6. Imp Swarm. Summon a 3/2 imp, upgrades when you have 5 mana, and then upgrades, of course, when you have 10 mana. 2 mana card. I think it's actually really strong because at 5 mana, you get 2 3/2 imps for 2 mana, which is pretty awesome. And then, of course, if you have 10 mana, you get 3 of them. For a Fel spell and for a demon synergy, it's really strong. It's cheap. I love it. I'm looking forward to trying to run it. I'll give it a hype level of 7. Spirit Healer, I don't really care. 4 mana, 3/6. After you cast a holy spell, give a random friendly minion +2 health. I don't care. It's cool that the Spirit Healers, which are from WoW, are in here, but that's a hard hype level 2. Desperate Prayer is very similar. 0 mana, restore 5 health to each hero. Don't really care. It's nice, but I don't think it's gonna do much unless they go hard for the value priest, which I guess is possible with Sethic. But hype level 1. Kazakis Golem Shaper. I love this card. I miss Kazakis. He used to be a duplicate, and then you made a crazy potion. Now he is, if your deck has no 4-cost cards, build a custom golem. He is a 4 mana 3/3, so obviously he would be the only 4 mana card that you have in your deck. The golems are awesome. You can do lesser, greater, superior. We don't know the options yet, though. The reveal video showed a greater golem, a 5 mana golem, with taunt and battlecry, draw 2 cards. Very strong, because then after you play Kazakis, you can pay a 5 mana 5/5 taunt, draw 2 cards. Strong effect. Is it worth it? I don't really know yet. I love Kazakis, though. I'm pretty hyped for trying to make this card work. I'll do a hype level 8 for this card. Alright. We're starting to get to newer cards, so I'm just going to move this up a little bit here. Primordial Protector. 8 mana, 6/6 elemental. Battlecry, draw your highest cost spell. Summon a random minion with the same cost. I love this card. I love elementals. I hope that they get some type of resurgence in Mage. The idea behind this card is kind of like a Spiteful Summoner, which is where you reveal the spell, but you're not as limited. You draw your highest cost spell, you automatically get a random minion with the same cost. Let's say you are in, let's say Mage, and you run, I can't remember what it's called. the fireworks one. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's 8 mana, and it synergizes with Elemental, and you get a free 8 mana minion. Not free, I guess, but you get to draw your card an 8 mana minion, and you have a follow up the next turn with that card because this is an Elemental. So strong card. I love the idea. I hope that I'm able to see it in play. Hype level, let's say about a 7. Cannon Master's Smythe. I think it's Smythe. It's either Smythe or Smith. I'm guessing Smythe because of the Y. Smythe is a 5 mana 4/4 battle cry. Transform your secrets into 3/3 soldiers. They transform back when they die. I love the boldness of this. Here are the soldiers. I love the boldness with this card. I don't think it's going to see any play. I do think that it is a very weak effect for a 5 mana card to basically just fill your board. At 5 mana, many classes are getting the chance to start clearing boards or able to create a board anyways. And the condition here is, it's not like a 5 mana 4/4 fill your board with 3/3s. It's a 5 mana 4/4 if you have enough secrets. Here you can have these soldiers and then they can come back. Don't think it's going to see much play. I like the idea of it, but yeah. Hype level 4. Haha, Mordresh Fire Eye. If you've 10 mana 10/10, that's already solid. If you've dealt 10 damage with your hero power this game, deal 10 damage to all enemies. I am extremely excited for this mage archetype to be back. Mage has had kind of a not identity crisis, but they've gone through so many different identities. Most recent is Small Spell Mage and No Minion Mage, which are both decent archetypes. I always enjoyed the hero power one, even though it was pretty trash because it kind of coincided with both Inspire and then Jonalai, which was okay if you were odd mage. So I like this idea. If you are able to deal 10 damage through your hero power, you are able to basically destroy everything on your enemy's side, possibly including their face. So, really cool card. Hype level 9 for me. I'm looking forward to seeing this. And Reckless Apprentice goes right along with it. 4 mana 3/5 battle cry. Fire your hero power at all enemies. That, I'm just imagining, let's say there's 3 minions on the board. That gives you 4 damage of your 10 off of one card. And you can run 2 of these. So, really cool effect. Again, I love this idea. This is another hype level 9 for me. Curtis Ashfallen. This is the mercenary. I forgot to mention that. Smythe is the mercenary for Paladin. This is the mercenary for Demon Hunter. And I don't think I missed any other. Oh, and Brucon is the mercenary for Shaman. If you don't know what that means, that these mercenaries are going to have like a story and have a following throughout the entirety of this year of Hearthstone. And it's just interesting to know. I don't know if Mordresh, or no, I know Mordresh isn't. Mordresh is not the mercenary for Mage. That guy is coming up. Okay, anyways, Curtis Ashfallen, 4 mana 3/4, battle cry, attack the left and rightmost enemy minions, outcast, immune this turn. Solid board clear of the 2 side minions. I think it's decent. I'm not really hyped for it, though. He's cool, but I don't really care. Hype level 4. This card. Razer Fend Beastmaster. 3 mana, 3/3, Death Rattle. Summon a Death Rattle minion that costs 4 or less from your hand. Doesn't fit Demon Hunter. Isn't good statted. Conditional Death Rattle. I think it's going to be trash. Unless there's more support, which again, these aren't star ratings and how good they are. They're just how much I am hyped for it. Hype level 1. Morshan Elite. Morshan Elite Taunt, or 5 mana 4/4 Taunt, battle cry. If your hero attacked this turn, summon a copy of this. I was actually playing a deck that this would fit in fantastic. It's a weapon, basically, warrior today. If I attack with my Reaper's Scythe, with my the sword that you get from Sword Eater, you would get this card pretty consistently. And it's a 5 mana 8/8. Split across 2 bodies, both with Taunt. Strong card. I wouldn't say I'm hyped for it, I'm looking forward to playing it. Hype level 5. Or let's do 6. Hype level 6. Sigil of Flame. So I actually just found out about that these are actually going to be a new type of card, almost. The Sigils. So, yeah, just keep an eye on that. I don't know if any more have been revealed since I started streaming, but Sigil of Flame is actually a new idea for Demon Hunter, where it's like it's a start of next turn effect. Sigil of Flame is at the start of your next turn, deal 3 damage to all minions. It's a 2-mana spell. I like it. I like the idea of these sigils. I don't know how much play it's going to see because it's very situational, and it's kind of like a Doomsayer, but it's not a complete board clear. On turn 2 or 3, someone can play something that has more than 3 health, and I don't know. It could see play. I'm pretty interested in it, though. I'll put a hype level 5 for it. Barrock Kodobane. 5 mana, 3/5, Battlecry, draw 1, 2, and 3 cost spell for Hunter. I'm very excited about this card because I miss Hunter. If you know anything about what Hunter has become, it's solely based on you could do Highlander, which is one of each card, but it's mainly been Face Hunter with Leper Gnomes, with the mini quest where you get 3 Leper Gnomes, with Dragon's Bane. I don't like that Hunter because I feel like Hunter has so much more potential as a class, and this card makes me believe that they're trying to do that. So Barrock Kodobane builds an archetype of small spell hunter, which I think is, for me at least, pretty darn exciting. So Barrock Kodobane is a hype level 9. Light Shower Elemental. 6 mana, 6/6 Taunt. Death Rattle. Restore 8 health to all friendly characters. It is an elemental, and it is a priest card. This is the replacement for Kartut Defender. Restores more health than Kartut. It is only 1 mana more. Doesn't have Reborn, but it restores more health. I don't hate it. I like that it's an elemental. I think that the idea behind it is interesting, but I do think it's pretty dang powerful. 8 health to all friendly characters. Imagine you have a board of hurt minions, and this guy heals everything up to full. Pretty darn strong. My hype level for it, I'll say a 3. Horde Operative. Awesome card. 3 mana, 3/4, Battlecry. Copy your opponent's secrets and put them into play. Really cool idea. I do think it's a very weak as far as the potential of it. It could be so much stronger if it killed the secrets, or if it copied and then destroyed them, or whatever it might be. But it's an interesting idea, and it's still decently statted. So hype level about 7 for this one. Condemn. Priest spell. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Upgrades. It's a rank, so it's 2 damage and then 3 damage. I like this idea. I like that it's a little bit more of a control priest. It kind of fills the void of Breath of the Infinite, even though Breath of the Infinite is this. If you have a dragon in your hand, and that you have to play that on turn 10 or later. I like it. I'm not necessarily hyped for it. Hype level 3. Tame Beast. Summon a 2/2 beast with Rush. Upgrades when you have 5 mana. Very similar rank spell. This is Tame Beast rank 2, Tame Beast rank 3. I am very interested in this, but I think it's trash past turn 5. If you play it on turn 2 or turn 5, I think it's solid. A 2 mana 4/4 beast with Rush is strong. A 2 mana on turn 5. A 2 mana 6/6 beast with Rush on turn 10 is horrible, I think. Because you're at turn 10, you kind of want a little bit more than that. So I'm going to give this card a little bit of hype because it's Hunter, and I'm a little biased. And it's interesting. I think it has potential. I'm going to go ahead and give this hype level of 6. Yoink. Man. Yoink, just 1 mana spell for Rogue. Discover a hero power and set its cost to 0. Swap back after 2 uses. I love the idea. I miss Rogue's steely thief idea. There's so many different cards that synergize with it, and they could have added to the core set, including Tess Greymane. Yoink doesn't really go with her, because Tess is about cards you play, but it's a good idea. Discover a hero power, set its cost to 0. I do think this card's going to be horrible, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'll give it a hype level of 7. 3 mana shaman spell. No Fend can stop us. Give your minions +1/+1. Give your Murlocs an extra +1/+1. This card's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I like the idea of Murloc Shaman getting more support, but I also think that Murloc Shaman just doesn't really matter, because a lot of those cards are going away. The Toxfin, oh man, what is that other card? The Scargill, I think it is, where Murlocs cost 1. Like, there's just so, or maybe he's already gone. I don't even remember. Murloc Shaman is so irrelevant. I don't really care about this card. Murloc Shaman has always been interesting, but I think this card doesn't really matter. Hype level 1. Oil Rig Ambusher. 4 mana, 4/4. Battle Cry. Deal 2 damage. This entered your hand this turn. Deal 4 instead. I think this card's going to be pretty strong. There's a lot of ways to get this into your hand, with Secret Passage, with Shadow Step, with the Red Smoke Panda guy. I think it's like Renu or something like that. If you're able to get this card in your hand, it's pretty strong. And the nice thing is, with those last two, you play this, deal 2 damage, and then you bring it back, and then you deal 4 damage for less mana. So it's can be quite strong, and it is also just a 4 mana 4/4 minion. That's solid, decent stats. I think this card's going to see a lot of play. As far as how hype I am for it, I'll give it about a 6. I think it's going to be a pretty interesting card to try to work around. Kolkar Packrunner. You guys probably can tell I'm pretty hunter biased right now. I am extremely excited for this card. 2 mana 2/3. After you cast a spell, summon a 1/1 hyena with Rush. I think it's just a solid card. You play it on 2. You play just about any spell the next turn, or even that turn. Or on turn 3, you play a couple of spells. You already have a 2 mana. Well, I guess you have to play the spells, but you already have a 2 mana 2/3. I think you just get a few rushes minions to beat out the small guys you're dealing with. And if you're going against a more control-y deck, you get to kind of overwhelm them. And you know what? These hyenas are also beasts. There's a lot of cards out there to buff beasts and to give some type of beast synergy. I love this card. I think it's going to do a lot of work, and I really hope that I'm able to get it to make an impact. So that is a hype level of 9. All right, Living Seed. Horrible card for Druid. Draw a beast, reduce its cost by 1, and then reduce its cost by 2, and then 3. I don't think this card's going to see any play at all. I don't even know if it's going to see experimentation, because it literally runes what the only beast archetype Druid has, and that is Guardian Animals. So, hype level... Gosh. 1. Flurry. Flurry is a 0 mana mage spell that is ranked, so it has 3 different versions. First one is freeze a random minion, freeze 2, and then freeze 3 random enemy minions. I like this card a lot. I am pretty happy with this idea of still getting in the freeze ideas from Mage, but a little bit lesser in the department of familiarity. Flurry is a different card. It's not Frost Nova. It's not Frost Bolt. It's not even Frost Freeze Bolt. I can't remember what it's called. Freeze Ray, I think it is. The one that does twin spell. Anyways, so I like Flurry a lot. 0 mana spell. I think it's pretty cool. Hype level 8. Mark of the Spike Shell. Give a minion 2 mana. Give a minion +2/+2 if it has Taunt. Add a copy of it to your hand. So this is a Druid spell, and it's kind of goes with the Taunt archetype that it kind of already has and could be even built up a little bit more. But yeah, it's focused on getting a minion that you have copied and being able to use it in a way that is very interesting. This could be Clown. This could be, well, I guess that card's going to be rotating out, but there's a lot of options. I think it's pretty cool. I like the idea. I'm going to give it a hype level of 7. Priest card that has the priest in its name. It's a 5-mana 5/5. It is Priest of Anshi. Taunt, Battlecry. If you restore health this turn, gain +3/+3. I think this card's trash. When are you going to be able to restore your health without having to spend any mana? Besides for some of the new cards, 0 mana cards, which if you run them, maybe, but this is more than often than not going to be a 5-mana 5/5 with Taunt that is awkward to play. I really don't like it. I don't think it sees much play at all. Not really hyped for it either. It's kind of a weak priest minion, unless there's more cards revealed that go with it. Hype level 2. Blood Shard Bristleback. I am very interested in this. It's a 3-mana 3/3 with lifesteal, which is decent stats. Battlecry. If your deck contains 10 or fewer cards, deal 6 damage to a minion. So it's almost a board clear with 6 healing if you don't have many cards in your deck. I like the idea. It's interesting. I again am not sure about how much play it's actually going to see. But it's interesting. A little hyped for it because it's a different archetype for Warlock, but we'll see. Hype level, let's do 6. Soul Rend is the same idea. It's about your deck. 4 mana, deal 5 damage to all minions, destroy a card in your deck for each one killed. I think this card is going to be pretty bad. Even if you even kill 2 minions with this, you could lose some very key pieces. But if you're not really worried about losing cards in your deck and you're more worried about just finishing off your opponent, I could see it being pretty useful. Not nearly as hyped with this one as I am with Bristleback. Hype level 4. Tamsin Roam. This is the Warlock Mercenary. Tamsin Roam is whenever you cast a shadow spell that costs 1 or more, add a copy to your hand that costs 0. It is a 3-mana minion that is 1/3. I love this idea. I love this card. This is a hype level 10 for me. Whenever you cast a shadow spell that costs 1 or more, add a copy to your hand. There are so many shadow spells in this set, and also that are in the core set, that are going to get so much value off of this card. You play a Soul Shear, and then you play another one. Automatically, you get another one. I love it. I love the idea of it. I think that it's extremely strong. It kind of reminds me of Shadow Jeweler Hanar, where the turn you play it, you need to get value because it's an obvious target. You know, if this card somehow survives into the next turn where you have full mana, let's say you have 4 because you played it on turn 3, yeah, this card's going to be just crazy. Hype level 10. I love this card. Grimoire Sacrifice, I'm actually really excited for too. 1-mana Warlock spell, destroy a friendly minion, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. I'm going to give this a hype level 10 too. It's a good card. I mean, destroying friendly minion, we have minions that can be destroyed and you still get a value off of it. And you get to clear their board, especially early. I love this card. I think it's going to get a lot of value. Hype level 10 for me. 3 good cards in a row. Veteran War Medic. 4 mana 3/5. After you cast a holy spell, summon a 2/2 medic with lifesteal. Another hype level 10. I think this card is going to not change, but it's going to influence the meta immediately. You throw 2 of these in a Libram deck, get rid of a few cards that have rotated out, or fill in spots with cards that have already rotated out, like the 4/2 who gives you the 4/2 weapon. Immediately, you play, let's say, 1 Libra of Wisdom on this. It's a 4 mana, 4/5, or 4/6, sorry. 4 mana, 4/6, plus a 2/2 medic with lifesteal. I think even if these didn't have a lifesteal, I think this would be incredibly strong. But with lifesteal, it's insane. Paladin is going to have so much survivability, which it already had. This card is a hype level 10. I think it's going to define the meta for Paladin for a while. This card, however, 4 mana Invigorating Sermon, give +1/+1 to all your minions in hand, deck, and battlefield. I like the idea. It's a mini survival of the fittest. I think it's going to be pretty bad because it's a high-costed card that doesn't do much besides for buff the minions on your battlefield. maybe Dude Paladin, but even then, the handed deck, I don't know. There isn't really an archetype where this fits in. Doesn't work with Librams very well. Doesn't work with Dude Paladin. Doesn't really work with Ramp Paladin, which is going to be gone, but I don't know. It's interesting. Hype level 5. Cario Rome, strong card. 4 mana, 4/3, Russian Divine Shield. If I stop there, that is a strong card. But its effect makes it a legendary. Whenever this attacks, reduce the cost of holy spells in your hand by 1. That's strong. Again, Librams are holy spells, just like, I gotta remember what the card is called now. Veteran War Medic. This card's gonna be in every Libram deck. You play this, you hit whatever the opponent has down, probably has 4 or less health, you kill it, and all of your Librams in your hand get less, cost less. Very strong. Hype level 10 for this card as well. Paladin's getting a lot of good tools. I think they're finally figuring out what to do with Paladin here, to be honest with you. This card. Also, I forgot to mention, this is the Mercenary for Paladin. This is the Mercenary for Hunter. 3 mana, 2/5, Tavish Stormpike. After a friendly beast attacks, summon a beast from your deck that costs 1 less. I love it. Again, I'm very heavy on Hunter this expansion. I'm very excited for Hunter. Tavish gives this idea of being able to get a card that simply is able to get more beasts out of your deck. This card could be played, and then you could play, let's say a 5 mana beast. And with Rush. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I'm going to assume that there's something out there. Or anything 5 mana or lower. You probably will have small cards. Small beasts in your deck. The only problem with, and you'll be able to keep getting more and more cards out. The only problem with this card is you can't tutor it. So if it sits at the bottom of your deck just becomes a beast hunter, and I don't know how good that's going to be. But I'm still really excited. Hype level 10 for this guy. And hey, look, here's the Mage Mercenary, Varden Dawn Grasp. I love this card. It's Frost Nova on a stick. 4 mana, 3/3, Battle Cry, freeze all enemy minions. If any are already frozen, deal 4 damage to them instead. Frost Nova, if anything's already frozen, basically kill them instead on turn 4. Possibly could be bigger later on. Strong card. I love it. I also like it with the Dark Moon Races card, that Ice Slider. You could hit this guy and have the Ice Slider on the field. And then you could play a spell and, clear the board no matter what. Late game, let's say turn 6 or 7, you could clear the entire board with just 3 cards. In Mage, without having to sacrifice tempo, because you would be having 2 minions on the board, and just be able to go through it. So I love it. I love this card. It's hype level 10. 2 mana, 2/3, Murloc for Shaman, Firemancer Flurgle. After you play a Murloc, deal 1 damage to all enemies. Same as No Fin Can Stop Us. I think it's garbage. It's cool. It's an interesting idea, but I think it's garbage. I don't think it's going to see any play at all, to be honest with you. And I just don't see it. I don't see it. Hype level 1. Warsong Envoy. We're getting to the cards I haven't seen yet. I've seen all of these cards. We're going to have some blind reactions here in a second. 1 mana, 1/3, excuse me, with Frenzy. Gain +1 attack for each damaged character. So that's a cool concept because it's a 1 mana, 1/3. When it gets hit on turn 1 by something, or if it attacks something, it will automatically be a 1 mana or a 2/2. Because it'll have 1 less health, and it's going to get attacked for itself. But let's say you're playing aggro, and they've already hit your face. Then it's a 3/2. Let's say that they have a minion that survives the attack, and their hero's hurt. It's a 5/2. It's a strong card. I think it's pretty solid in Warrior. It could be a little bit of a tempo Warrior. I like it a lot, and it's scary to play around because you need to kill it, but you got to kill it smart. So I love this card. Hype level 9 for me. I think this is the last card I know. Paralytic Poison for Rogue. 1 mana spell. Give your weapon +1 attack, and your hero is immune while attacking. It's interesting. Not the biggest fan of it, to be honest with you. I think it could see some play with some of the weapon Rogue, but I don't know if Rogue really cares about this. You're immune while attacking. I don't think Rogue cares. I think Rogue just wants to hit you in the face. If this was give your weapon +2 attack, and your hero's immune, probably think about it, but of course, that'd be broken. Don't think it's going to see much play. I don't really think it's that interesting. Hype level 2. Okay, first new card. All right, here we go. 3 mana 2/4, Guff Rune Totem, legendary for Druid. All right. After you cast a nature spell, give another friendly minion +2/+2. Wow, that's pretty strong. Wow, that's pretty cool. So after you cast a nature spell, let's just say, the Spike Shell card. Yeah, that's pretty solid. This is great for token Druid. It's not so great for like guardian animals and everything because they don't really care about this, but I think it's pretty interesting. I don't know if it'll see a ton of play because it's again reliant on that spell synergy. Yeah, I like it, though. I'm going to give it a hype level of 7. I think it's pretty cool. Kind of a blind reaction there real quick, but I like the idea of it. It's also 4 health, 3 mana, which actually isn't that good. I like it, though. All right, another Sigil spell. I'm excited for this. So, another Demon Hunter Sigil spell. 0 mana. At the start of your next turn, or Sigil of Silence. Start of your next turn, silence all enemy minions. I like it. I don't think it's good. Don't know if you run 2 of these in your deck, but I really enjoy it. This is a strong card in the right hands. I also see I got another person jumping in here, Ildaria. Happy Friday to everybody in chat. Hopefully I can hear from one of you. For you to say hi, I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, so Sigil of Silence. I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. But I don't like, I mean, it's Mass Disenchant, I think it's called. But it just really doesn't do a lot. And it's slow. It is 0 mana, but I don't know. I like the Sigil idea, but I don't know if this one's going to see much play, so I'll give it a hype level of like 5. All right, another brand new card I have not seen yet. 2 mana, 2/3 for Druid again. Razormane Battle Guard. The first taunt minion you play each turn costs 2 less. Okay. I don't think that's good. Well, it could see some play. It's a 2 mana card. Let's say you throw it down and you play, there's a lot of taunt minions out there. But I think the 2 mana, like, there's not that many cheap taunt minions, so this is something that, like, if you play on turn 2, it just doesn't do anything. It's a 2 mana 2/3. That's it. And it doesn't have taunt itself, which would actually be pretty cool. That'd be really strong, but it'd be pretty cool. Well, actually, then it wouldn't even work because it's the first taunt minion you play, so I don't know about it. I'm not really... I'm interested to see if anybody tries to get it to work, but I'm going to give it a hype level of 3. All right, you got any more here? Last brand new card here. Plague Maw the Rotting. Ooh, for Druid. Okay, so we got a lot of Druid cards here. 4 mana, 3/4. After a friendly minion with taunt dies, summon a new copy of it without taunt. I still don't think that's good. I really don't. I mean, let's look quick. So let's look quick. Where's give me Druid. I know not all cards are released yet, but yeah, there's none of those. Let's just do standard. How about that? Let's do standard right now, and let's do I just do minions. Any type. All minions. Okay, here we go. So this is standard, kind of. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh, okay, whatever. No. What am I looking for here? Card type. Keywords. Here we go. Taunt. Okay, so Druid Taunt minions. We have Archborn Mischiefin, Dreaming Drake, Groundskeeper, Druid of the Claw, which I don't know if it'd even work, Greybow, which is solid, I guess. Yeah, I don't think Druid of the Claw is even going to work because it's transforming, so... That's it. Fizzy Elemental, I guess. Teacher's Pet, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty... They need to print more taunt. I mean, I guess, yeah, I know you could look at the other ones, but that's pretty garbage, because... So let's say you play this guy, and let's say you run Archspore. I mean, that would be pretty strong. You run Archspore, you run Razer main, and then the next turn, or even on turn 3, you can play him, and then Archspore. That's a strong turn. And then you pay him on turn 4. Archspore dies the next turn. You get another one without taunt. Again, I think that's solid. I think that this is... Germination could help with it, but I don't know, man. I don't really see a place for that, to be honest with you. I think that that's so weak. I like the idea, though. Anyways, Plaguemaw, the Rotting. Let's go ahead and highlight him. Hype level, let's do a 7. I'm interested. I don't think he's going to do much for us here. Vengeful Spirit, Demon Hunter card, a 4 mana, 4/4. Outcast, draw 2 Death Rattle minions. What is this? Death Rattle Demon Hunter synergy. I like that. If there's cards to support it. If there's cards to support Vengeful Spirit, I like it a lot. If there's not, I think it's horrible. It is a 4 mana 4/4, which again isn't horrible, but yeah. That's a hype level. Let's do 6. Okay. That is the last thing I wanted to do today. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so that was a lot of stuff going through. We got to talk about all new cards so far. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and game on. Have a good one, everybody.